WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow. You know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas Twitch DeSangro taking the show on the road as we are broadcasting live from the world-famous Monster Factory Pro Wrestling Organization, 541 Mantua Avenue, Paulsboro, New Jersey. A huge event coming up tonight, and who knows what kind of insanity is going to go on as ring announcer Stuart Campbell has just entered the arena. We'll see if we can get a word with him on the microphone here a little bit later. Those are words that I can't necessarily describe here as certain visualities that probably are better left not sent to the listening audience. Just some of the fun that is going to be had here, and there's going to be a huge event here tonight. The doors open at 6. The action starts at 7, including Vinny Marseglia debuting against Nick Camarado. Also, QT Marshall facing Major McClendon. That should be a good one.
That's going to be a big match.
Tag team action as the Down Boys take on Paid in Full. Plus the Blue Meanie and Cliff Compton, they'll be in the house. A couple of WWE alums. And there's also I'm sure you're looking forward to this, a Supersonic Battle Royal where the winner will face Supersonic champion Mikey Webb later in the night. Participants including Anthony Bennett, Nick Westgate, Rico De La Vega, Chris Cohen. Also, Bender's going to be in there. Anthony Green, War, Matt Toro, LSG, Manny, and many more, including, of course, my radio tag team partner right here, Twitch.
I'm very excited. Twitch is too.
You sound scared out of your mind.
No, it's everything I've wanted to do as a wrestler. Sort of been leading up to this moment. It's like the start, like the start of my journey in a way. So I'm very excited. I'm gonna win. I know it. I'm confident. I don't sound confident to you, but it's just I can feel.
You're in the zone. You're feeling it here.
I'm getting ready to go.
You're firing on all cylinders. The horsepower is at full blast. Anyway, yeah, so come on down and support, everything going on tonight. Support the future of wrestling as well as myself and friends of this radio program by checking out the action at the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Also, you can get updates on all things Monster Factory at their website, monsterfactory.org. as well as on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Plus, you can check out past matches and behind-the-scenes video and much more at the mfnetwork.com.
Yeah, it's a great site. It gives you a lot of very fun little extras.
Yeah, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Some of it safe for work, a lot of it not.
Like Bender trying to do a kip-up.
Well, I was going to say, they haven't gotten a shot of me trying to do a kip-up for good reason, because it would go over very poorly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have a word from some of the Monster Factory stars over the course of the hour. I know Cody Vance is in the house. We're going to get to him in a little bit. But since he's kind of lurking not too far away here, and since he has no shame of being anywhere near a microphone, let's see if we can get a headset on Monster Factory announcer Stuart Campbell. Let's see if we can wave him over here. Okay, he's picking up the headset.
Putting down his phone.
Putting down his phone. Yeah, it's something that you're used to not doing.
Oh, that's rich, Fearon. Thank you. You're lucky we're on the air. We would be saying some very choice words.
I'm sure you would.
Everything, don't you?
We do. Well, this is live radio right now, so that's something to take note of, because I don't know if you got the preview on that. We are live right now on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. So,
right on, man.
So yes, keep the I was gonna say keep the less than choice words that you wouldn't use around significant others or family members,
or the audience at the Monster Factory.
Yes, exactly. Pretend it's like a show, and don't use words
be cursing up a storm.
Exactly.
Like ring.
Yeah, don't use words that Danny Cage would use.
Oh boy, yeah, he is. He's definitely.
His language is almost as colorful as I am.
Nice. Granted, you are like one color, as we all are usually.
Well, some would argue that I've got a few more, but that's a whole nother story.
All right, we're gonna. The less said about that, the better.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. All right, so
Let's keep it family friendly, man. What's going on?
We are. It's called leaving a lot to the imagination. Anyway, why don't you tell us a little bit, Stuart, about your journey and what brought you here to the Monster Factory?
Oh man, where do I start?
Usually the beginning's a good place to go. No.
I mean, yeah, but like define beginning. Like you mean like start of ring announcing, or
I guess yeah, because I mean that's a different venue than a lot of people tend to come to a wrestling school like this to do.
This is true. I mean, there are many places to start in the wrestling business, many places to go. I guess my start was in my own basement, and I just was kind of on my way out to my job at Lincoln Financial Field, where I worked guest services for a few years. I got that job through PPL Park, where the Philadelphia Union play over in Chester. I'm not sure if they're in your listener base over in there.
Well, I mean, people are familiar with the Union. I know that our station carries the Phillies and Eagles games more so, but that's partly due to our vice president and general manager being Merrill Reese, the radio voice of the Eagles. So that has a little bit to do with it, too.
All the reason.
So I guess there's room. In that case, one particular type of football is king, and in this case, it's not the...
Oh.
Yeah.
We know our place. Don't worry. We're just trying to make a name for ourselves. But, especially with this weekend, it's the Super Bowl. But, I mean, I started out in my own basement. I was just like on my way out the door, rather. It's just saying, I wonder if I would even have a shot in the wrestling business, because I loved wrestling. Like, ever since I was a kid, got a late start. Watching when I was 13, 14 years old. Some kids are out of wrestling by that point, or like they're out of that phase, whatever. But it just stuck with me, and I was like, I don't know, I'm going to give it a shot. And I recorded myself announcing the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies as if they were wrestlers. So, have you not heard this?
No,
this is a new story to me, so I'm very intrigued by this. This is as new to me as it is to our listening audience.
I was on my way out the door, and I put on like the one good suit that I had, and I recorded. I looked up all the names and the weights of
the Phillies roster.
Of the Phillies roster, 2008, and I just announced them, like, I don't know, from Oakland, California, weighing in at 190 pounds, Jimmy Rollins, and just went down the list like that, because I figured 9 was a good enough sample size. And
so with Chase Utley, did you announce him as the world bleeping champion?
Oh man, I should have.
That would have been great.
But I figured like there's also like a level of professionalism. I definitely said Pat the Bat Burrell.
Okay.
And I'm almost positive that video is still online, so if you want to look it up, by all means, just ring announcing sample or something.
Oh, there we go.
That's like the very first ring announcing thing that I did. And one of my friends from the Sons of Ben, speaking of the Union, I sent it to her, and she said, there's this promotion out near Pottstown. Which you're familiar with, I'm sure, Triple WA.
Yeah, no, we've had Dino Santa on the program a few times, and
great guy. That's exactly who I emailed. Dino Santa gave me my first shot in the ring. He said, you have a great voice. We have someone for the December 1st show. That was David Adams, who some of you might be familiar with through WrestlePro. And
Pro Wrestling Syndicate, too.
Pro Wrestling Syndicate, which I think became WrestlePro. I'm not really sure what happened, but regardless, just a great guy overall. And he was announcing the December 1st show. And since he was on to bigger and better things, it's like, come in on December the 8th. We'll give you your shot in the ring. And December 8th, 2012 was my first time ever in a wrestling ring. And that's how I got started. Just kept going from there. My original goal was just to announce a show, an event. And I mean, I'm here now. It's crazy, man.
Now, what I was going to say, that was going to be my next question, is what brought you from where you were in Pottstown to here at the Monster Factory down in Paulsboro?
Wow. See, I really don't think I would even be here if Danny Cage didn't just shoot me an invite to one of the events. Like, it was one of the events in 2014. Because I'm not the type to impose myself. I never was. And I was very, very sheepish, I would say. Like, I just wouldn't go up to promoters asking, like, about anything. So when the Monster Factory thing came about, I just kind of came backstage. It's like, is there anything I can do to help? And if you need chairs shifted around, if you just need someone as an extra, I'm here to do that. And he said, yeah, you're fine for now. Just sit back and learn. And that's when I met a bunch of the people here for the first time. Rhett Titus was there, QT Marshall, Blue Meanie, and just a lot of the people here. The person who was here before, Stefan Benson, is a good friend of mine. So.
He's also been on our show. Actually, he was on my 250th episode, which is, well over a year ago now.
Wow. Yeah, you're more experienced with this than I thought. That's really cool, man. But no, he's a great guy, I'm sure you know, and he's doing his thing, and now I've kind of succeeded him. And my first event here was the Turkey Slam of the year before, 2014, and I'm still learning, still trying to, get better at improvising, and but that's how I was led here, is because basically I would not have come here if it weren't for like an invite from Danny Cage. It's like, wow, okay, the Monster Factory, I kind of have to go see, right? And yeah, I came here, and I've been here ever since. It's really humbling to, it's to me, it's like I'm taking on a legacy, and I know it's not that, that might sound a little self-aggrandizing, but it's like, it really is like you are the voice of the Monster Factory now, in some ways, like the voice of to the audience. You have to explain what's going on, and it's your face being associated with the Monster Factory, and it's the Monster Factory's reputation being hoisted onto your shoulders as the
tone setter. Yeah, I mean, as far as the announcer, I mean, you're the first voice that they hear.
But it's not even just that. It's like for everyone. So it's like it's not just on me. It's just like I kind of realize like this is a 30 or 40 year legacy that we're all carrying. So it's like kind of we need to do our best.
Lucas and myself included now.
Yeah,
so.
everybody has their part.
Exactly, and everyone does their part. You'll be doing your part later tonight, homie. And dude, man, like this is where you learn. I definitely have made mistakes over the past year that I've been here. I caught myself making a few at the December at the Blizzard show, but for all.
Well, there was a lot that was going on that particular
seriously,
day.
congrats to you. The way you handle it, though. I mean, you're doing ring announcing, timekeeping, and commentating. That's.
Yeah. I got triple pay for that. But they
3 times 0 is 0. No.
See, I wanted to. Yeah, way to go, Fearon. Jesus.
I was just making jokes. Whether or not that's the truth is neither here nor there.
I wanted to, but I wanted to let that be subtle and everything. And here you are spelling it out. I'm
exposing the business.
You people. This is no.
That's right. You don't need to heal me out. Lucas does it on a weekly basis on the radio program.
Yeah. What? Tool.
I know. He.
Can I say that? I'm not sure.
No, we're good with that. I've said more borderline things.
We like saying things like, "Oh, what a Richard," because
I love Tool. Great band.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not one that you'd necessarily hear on BCB.
You know what? It's also that company makes a great carrying case to when you bring stuff down the shore.
Oh yeah.
THULE, Tool.
Wow! Look at you being clever.
Well, that was very Richardish of me.
You know what? That might end up. I might have to go back, and that might have to be a drop. Just the wow! Shut up.
Yeah, you have my permission. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to use that.
You'll now be a part of WBCB history.
Oh, right on. All right.
Yes, the lore that continues here on the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio. And yes, I just got my shtick in.
Yeah, shtick. I was about to say poop. I wasn't sure. I was like,
yeah, no. Another Danny Cageism.
I wasn't sure if but I don't think poop would work because like poop is funnier. Okay. Hear me.
You know what? We'll discuss that over. Yeah, I was gonna say we can discuss this over the course of a timeout because we do have to send things back to our WBCB studios. We have bills we got to pay too.
Oh, by all means, yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll send things to Ted Efaw, who is graciously overseeing the insanity and tomfoolery and hijinks that are going down here at the Monster Factory. And hopefully those of you listening out there will be joining us here as well later tonight for all the action. We'll be telling you more about that in case you missed it earlier over the course of the hour. So we'll bring it back to Ted, and we'll be back in a few minutes here live from the Monster Factory. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro live from the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Gearing up for the huge event later tonight. We've got ring announcer Stuart Campbell sitting in with us for a skosh here. Making Teddy Fall have heart palpitations back at the studio. Just
I am very sorry, sir.
Well, I did give you the warning that this is live radio, so it's not like you.
This you did, and
you know what?
It's
It's a learning experience for all of us, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to come down here. As being a student, I know that one of the things that professional wrestlers will eventually have to do is some semblance of media relations. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have somebody on, ask them a few questions, kind of get them comfortable in a radio setting, whether it's in person like this or over the phone.
Yeah.
Just as another aspect, that's something that I've had on the program. Quite a few people from WWE over the course of the years. Paige, Dean Ambrose, Jim Ross has been on the program on a couple of occasions.
Right.
Titus O'Neil, Heath Slater, just to name a few. And yeah, I know now I'm
and
kind
now
of just
Stuart Campbell.
And now Stuart Campbell.
Huge get, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we had to make a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just me being so inaccessible and all.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly pretty much. Yeah, that is pretty much how it is. No, I don't know. So I think you were saying before the break, the transition here to the Monster Factory. What's probably I'm trying to figure out how exactly to ask this. What's probably the biggest lesson that you've learned being here at the Monster Factory?
The biggest lesson that I've learned is, really just it translated to life in general, is to just not beat myself up so much. Because when Mr. Cage is trying to teach you, and you know how he is, he's a hard taskmaster. And he expects
not to be confused with Kevin Sullivan.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Props for that. That got me to laugh. But no, he's very much, this is the way it's supposed to be done, and I'm pretty sure he holds us to a higher standard because this is how it's supposed to be in WWE. And if you can follow his standards, you can follow their standards. And if you can do this, you can do anything you want in the wrestling business, but you need to do it the right way. You need to do it respectfully, and it needs to be done properly. I mean, he emphasizes that with the way that the ring is put together and broken down and built back up each show, the way that the scenes
Yeah, I was going to say,
organized.
Lucas and I were here till about 1:30 this morning putting the ring together and setting everything up for tonight's show, and then I had to drop him off and be right back on the air at WBCB at 6 o'clock this morning.
There you go. See, man, that's the sort of sacrifice that it takes, and that's you have a good idea of it. But when you're, and that's, I think, what he's trying to instill is that you do need to learn and that you do need to do things properly. But when when I was beating myself up over doing something wrong, I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened this way. I think it was one of the August shows. I believe it was. I'm not sure. One of the events in August.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, when he was trying to explain something to me, he's like, I know, I'm sorry. And then he said, stop beating yourself up. For the love of God, just stop beating yourself up and open your ears, get out of your own head so that's way you can learn. And things can come in through your ears and into your brain. That way you learn. And I felt myself improve after that.
That was a beautiful way you cleaned up Danny Cage's quote.
Thank you. And
yeah, I'm sure there were a few
that actually brought a tear,
bombs
that
thrown
brought
in
a tear
between
to
that.
my eye because that was a beautiful censoring.
I do what I can. What can I say? But no, but that's exactly what I needed to hear. And it's just I need to get out of my head. And I definitely make mistakes now, but I learn from them because I'm able to, see them for what they are. It's like they're mistakes, and you let them go. It's like a goalie for the Flyers, like, Steve Mason, when he gets scored on. Does he, like, mope about through his mask, and it's like, oh, man, why did I do that? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I scoot over more? Why didn't I get my blocker up? No, he gets the puck out, and play resumes.
It's the same thing. When my dad used to coach like my friend and I in baseball, it was always about, if you messed up on a play or if you're losing, don't ever put your head down until not even when the game's over, because it's like it completely takes yourself out of whatever you're trying to do. Right. Same thing when I was a goalie in soccer. If I let a goal in, which my first year was a lot, I didn't try to put my head down. I tried to just, try again the next time.
Right. That's kind of the way that you need to be, especially like when you're learning. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, Lucas, you're going to make mistakes, whether it's tonight or whether it's. But the thing is that you can't fear them. No. Like, when you start fearing,
nobody can ever be perfect, especially in this business. It's going to be, you're going to make mistakes, but instead of focusing on them, you learn from them and then you move forward. And
that's exactly what they are. Yeah, man. And it's just that's really how you're supposed to conduct yourself in life. It's like, I'm not beating myself up over stuff as much, and trying to learn, and you get better and you improve every single day, whether it's in wrestling or whatever it is that you choose to do in life. It's like, yeah, man, I feel myself improving as a person. That came through the Monster Factory.
I can wholeheartedly agree, because I'm on a much smaller sample size right there with you.
There you go, man.
Only about 7 weeks being here, but where I am now versus where I was back in the middle of December when I first started here is a huge difference. And it's I would like to think that even Lucas might notice it.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like,
I'll avoid a pot shot here because I know that I'll get smacked later. But no, in all sincerity.
Yeah, and honestly, I've kind of noticed it too. It's like, yeah, you are a little more positive, a little more, you feel a little bit more confident about yourself, I'm sure. But it's just stuff like, you realize what it takes now. Like, you're not getting much sleep at night, or you're not doing whatever it is, but you're still.
I didn't really before anyway, so that's nothing new.
Well, there you go. It's an easier transition.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but either way, like, the way that you are progressing, and the way, like, this is a really good place if you want to, like, not just learn professional wrestling. If you want to grow as a person, come here.
That was my goal when I came in. If I get a match, that's just a Brucey bonus.
Exactly, man. Like, for me, it was just a bonus to even be here. Like, my bonus was I got to announce another show after my first one. That's my bonus. Like, anything after the first thing that I did is a bonus to me. And the fact that I'm now here, the fact that I was in front of Gerald Briscoe, the fact that I got to meet people like Bob Evans and Abyss and just Les Thatcher, like the plethora of people that have come through here, Nigel McGuinness, like these are just. I'm not just name-dropping random people. These are people that came through the Monster Factory that I got to meet. Bubba Ray Dudley.
People that visit
you see
here
on TV.
People that visit here because they know
that what's going on here is a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the way that we
C.W. Anderson, like, seriously.
Honestly, yeah.
It's been such a surreal experience getting to meet, like, some of these big names. It really has.
The impact that Joel Gertner has had on my career thus far is amazing. Like, the confidence that he put in me to do certain things for the Monster Factory. It really is humbling, and I hope that I can do more with it in the future. It's just amazing that I even have the opportunity to do this to begin with.
And we certainly look forward to it. I know you got to get ready for the big event later tonight, so we don't want to take up too much of your time. But thank you for taking a few minutes and joining us here. And we'll be looking forward to all the fun, hilarity, hijinks, and awesome action later
Shenanigans.
tonight.
Don't forget shenanigans.
Oh, yes. Shenanigans, tomfoolery.
Maybe tomfoolery? I don't know. We'll have to see if there's time for tomfoolery.
Yeah, I know. That depends on how many people get here before call time.
Can I do a plug for the station?
For this?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not like I don't, plug it all the time. Or you mean like this is Stuart Campbell? Usually we do this in post production later, but I mean, if you want to do it live over the air, why the heck not?
Yeah, get my shtick in too. Why not?
Exactly.
You've done it enough. You ready?
Go for it.
You're listening to 1490 AM WBCB, Levittown and Trenton. Listen online at www.wbcb1490.com.
Looking for a job?
Yeah, actually, since you asked.
Oh, why not? Lucas will be getting one tonight.
Oh,
burn.
Doing.
Not blocked. Banned. That's pretty much what you just said.
Nice. You'll get it
probably.
someday.
Enjoy dressing in the hall.
And with that,
Stuart Campbell, thank you so much for joining us. Just having a little fun, a little Mahoney busting, as we tend to refer to it here. And speaking of Mr. Mahoney, a little bit of unfortunate news to pass in the wrestling world as Brian Knighton, who wrestled as Axel Rotten, a longtime partner of Balls Mahoney and ECW, died this past Thursday in Baltimore, Maryland at the age of 44. Unfortunately, the cause of death is not known at this time. Knighton had been battling severe back problems. A fundraising effort had been established to help him with his medical costs. And WWE also acknowledged Rotten's death in a brief WWE.com story. Our condolences. It sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling world, especially in this area, the Philadelphia area, where Axel Rotten was very well known.
It's always very sad when somebody in the wrestling business passes. Especially, it seemed like he was coming back on the right track. He had such a strong following. He was getting better, and he
was a constant presence on social media.
Yeah.
As far as his progress and
especially
as far as interacting with fans,
especially Cult of Kayfabe and a group on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. We'll throw the Cult of Kayfabe a little love.
It's
can't go wrong with that.
It's very sad.
It feels like that there's been a lot of not so good news this week. I mean, you have that with Axel Rotten, and then Bret Hart revealing on Monday that he's battling prostate cancer.
Yeah.
I mean, Bret's one of my all-time favorites, and I've been fortunate enough to meet him on 3 different occasions as a fan. And for those who missed it, Hart writing on his Facebook page on Monday, quote, "I've had a great lifelong dance and I'm a survivor of many hard battles. I now face my toughest battle. With hesitation and fear, I openly declare myself in my fight against prostate cancer. In the next few days, I will undergo surgery with the hope of defeating this nemesis once and for all. I make a solemn vow to all those that once believed in me, the dead and the living, that I will wage my fearsome fight against cancer with one shield and one sword, carrying my determination and my fury for life, emboldened by all the love that's kept me going this long already. Love is my weapon, and I've got much of it around me all the time, for which I'm truly blessed and eternally grateful. My children, grandchildren, and my loving wife, Steph, have been and will constantly be at my side. I refuse to lose. I will never give in or give up, and I will win this battle or die trying."
It's garnered a lot of social media attention with the hashtag Fight Bret Fight.
Yeah, and we certainly support Bret in that. As I said, he was the first champion that I saw when I first laid eyes on WWE back in '93, heading into WrestleMania 9, the world's largest toga party, and I was even bigger of a fan when I found out he was Canadian.
You and your Canadians.
Oh, we all stick together. What can I say, hoser?
That's very true.
Oh, goodness. So I don't know exactly how to get out of that other than, I was going to say, we've got things to promote and plug, so we're going to do that, and then we'll, on the other side of our next time out, we'll get a word with Cody Vance, who just made his way into here. And we're looking forward to that coming up in a few minutes. But today's the day. The T-Cision 2016 at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. In a year of choices, make this one count. Just like last year, we put the selection of the 2016 version of the Goblet's iconic brew, Bubba's Tea Bag, in your hands. For $3, you get 3 4-ounce samples and 1 important ticket. Sample the 3 versions and cast your vote in the Tube of Destiny on stage. Also back on tap.
Tube of Destiny.
I know, it does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? Also back on tap, the newly renamed Chai by the Sword. A 7% IPA brewed with chai tea.
Don't shy with a clean sword.
Oh, goodness.
No Game of Thrones reference for you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a little over my head, but yeah, no surprise there. Open Wednesday through Sunday. It's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. So there you go. You can go over there, do a little bit of pre-gaming, and then make your way from Bristol over to Paulsboro to check out the Monster Factory and all the action, including my boy Twitch over here.
Yeah, this is I'll get into it a little bit on the other side, but this is a big deal for me.
Understandably so. Looking to improve on your brief appearance in the Turkey Slam back in November.
Yeah.
The less I know that's said about that, the better. In fact, I've already spoken more about it than how long you lasted in the match.
Yeah.
I'm getting hit in this commercial break so badly.
Yeah.
All right. If Lucas doesn't impale me, we'll be back with more insanity. For now, we're going to send it back to the studio. And Ted Efaw, who has been graciously laughing along with our humor and other nonsense, as he tends to do on a weekly basis, but now he's got to pay a little bit more attention since he's behind the board. I'm having fun with Ted, too. Just I've got jokes.
I'll chop them for you, Ted.
There we go. Add one more to the books, a chop posit or something like that.
Yes.
Still trying to get that over.
A direct chop posit.
There we go. Well, while he's cashing in, we're going to cash in on some commercials here. Taking it back to the studio, this is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, February 6. On this date in 1990, the NWA held its Clash of the Champions 10 Texas Shootout Supercard. In the main event, Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Ole Anderson defeated the Great Muta, Buzz Sawyer, and the Dragon Master in a steel cage match. On this date in 2006, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Atlanta, Georgia. In the main event, John Cena and Maria Kanellis defeated Edge and Lita in a mixed tag team match. On this date in 2012, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. In the main event, Chris Jericho defeated Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, The Miz, and CM Punk in a six-pack challenge. This has been Today in Wrestling History, February 6.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com alongside Stuart Campbell's number one fan, Lucas DeSangro.
Oh, that's cute, Fearon. Thank you.
Yes, during the commercial break, I think Stuart was letting Lucas know that he's number one in his book, if you can kind of follow along with that. A stone cold salute, as it were, something along those lines. I'm your host, Fearon Derry, and we are here live at the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. And joining us here at the commentators table, Cody Vance, who has a brief but notable history here. In fact, Cody and the both of us go back to about 9 months ago, I believe. May of 2015 was when you first ventured over here. Cody, tell us a little bit more about what brought you over here, and I know we talked briefly about it back in May, Lucas and I did, but yeah, just kind of tell us your story a little bit here.
All right, well, like you two both, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. I've always wanted to get into it. In high school, I was actually one of the smaller kids, and then in college, I started putting on size and stuff, and still had that dream of wanting to wrestle. My friends kind of pushed me towards, like, yeah, you should just go for it, and so I graduated college under my mom's wishes. I always wanted to almost drop out and just start the wrestling thing. But so I graduated college, and about 24 hours after my last college class, I got in contact with Danny Cage here at the Monster Factory. And I told him that I wanted to start training to be a wrestler and all this stuff. And that weekend he was having a 3-day seminar. And that weekend was also my college graduation. So I was like, I don't think I can do it. And Danny told me, I'll never forget this, he said, how long have you wanted to be a pro wrestler? And I said, since about the age of 8. And he said, okay, we'll think about that. So I'm like, all right. So I called him back in about 5 minutes after I talked to my parents and decided to skip my college graduation to come here. So I packed up my stuff and left like 6 in the morning, drove from Michigan to New Jersey, about a 12-hour drive. Came to the 3-day seminar, met you two.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, by the way. I'm part Canadian. We're used to apologizing, eh?
We have about,
I'm Italian. I'm not.
We have about how many people from that camp are wrestling now?
Well, there was us three, Manny, Mo, and Jack.
Yep.
EJ is still here.
Yep.
Is there anybody else? I don't know.
We actually had a decent amount come from that seminar that continue to train, but
yeah, I think the core group of us, probably about 7 or 8 of us.
Yeah. So
and I just came on a little bit later because I work obligations and whatnot. Kind of hard to work nights and be here nights at the same time. So thankfully that job's long gone.
Yep. So after the seminar, I talked to Danny and he showed big interest in training me. So went back home for about a week or two, and then packed up all my stuff, drove out here, and moved out here for good, and I've been training here ever since.
Now, I was going to say, give a little bit of like a bio for everybody. Just you said you were one of the smaller people, but by no means are you small now. I mean, you're very well put together, as the late great Gerler Monsoon has said on many occasions.
Yep. Graduating high school I was probably about 160, and I'm about 230. So, I guess I was a late bloomer.
I guess there is hope for me after all.
I wouldn't go that far. This is pretty much, I was going to say, Cody, you've seen Lucas's and my interaction here at the factory. This is pretty much a profanity-free version of it here for the radio waves, but certainly, yes, off air, it's a lot more fun and interesting, and something tells me I'm trying to dabble with some Periscope things, and that might be a good way to for the listeners to kind of get more of a behind-the-scenes look. We're trying to dabble with a bunch of different things to help the show grow. Even though it's been around for a very long time. In fact, programming note for next week. I don't know what exactly special we're going to do, but next Saturday marks 17 years to the day since this program has been on 1490 WBCB. That's what makes it the longest. Okay, you've heard me do the spiel about 1 billion times before, so I'm not going to get it in again. You're grimacing, Lucas.
Well, yeah. It's because I'm the same age as the show.
Yes, true. You were probably 11 months old when the show debuted. How does that make you feel?
Good, I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough of an answer.
I was just pointing something out that was quite obvious to me, at least.
True. Yeah, well, of course, with that Pensbury math of yours.
You're lucky we're on the air.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't even have to say it, and I can just read your thoughts, and most of them involve words that cannot be said over WBCB without Ted hitting the dump button.
Yeah.
Back at the studio.
Well, we wouldn't have a 17th.
You'd completely obliterate the delay.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be putting on Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Technical difficulties or something like that. All right, but back to Cody here. Now that we're done ribbing and just picking on each other here. So now, how many matches have you had so far here at the factory?
I've had, I believe, 5, including the Turkey Slam. My first match was about 4 months in, which I was told was relatively quick. I think I've had 5, including the Turkey Slam. 5 or 6.
Including your most recent one during the Blizzard show that we had a couple of weeks ago.
Against Mikey Webb, yep.
How'd that feel?
The whole weekend was fun. There wasn't a whole lot of fans, which is understandable. But we camped out here all weekend and shoveled a ton of snow.
Almost literally.
I kind of felt like I was back in Michigan.
Give you a little taste of home.
Yep.
Yeah, hopefully that never happens again. At least for my personal taste. I don't know. For you, it's probably like, oh, yeah, I can get used to it. Or maybe you can't. I don't know. Maybe it reminded you how much you didn't miss it. Yep. Yeah.
So were you one of the only were you like the only kid in like within your group of friends that watched wrestling back in Michigan? Were there anybody?
No. I was the most into it, but in college we all we all were into it because of me, and we'd play the video games, and we'd make like drinking games out of it, and typical college stuff. But no, we were all pretty into it. I was just the only one who was like had aspirations of actually pursuing it. Everyone else is just a casual fan.
Anybody else that like in wrestling at the moment?
Yeah, Sarah Lee.
Really?
The Tough Enough winner. She grew up a town about 20 minutes from me. She dated my best friend in college. She pretty much lived with us our senior year of college, and she'll tell you this too. I'm credited with getting her into wrestling because she was around all of us, and we would always watch it and play the games and stuff. And she came to me and said she was going to try out for that Tough Enough show, and I said go for it. I mean, she's athletic, she's a good-looking girl, so I said go for it. So she did, and she won the whole thing, and she's down at NXT right now doing well. I mean, I talk to her probably at least once every day, and she keeps me updated, and everything's going really well for her. So
that's terrific.
Yeah, that is terrific.
An added bonus, to say the least. I was gonna say, you got anything else there, Luke?
No, that's pretty much.
That's it. You're good to go there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna say, I know that we plucked you from the gym because that's pretty much where. You being Cody, definitely not you being Lucas. So we don't want to take much of your time up. I am so getting the crap kicked out of me in about 10 minutes when we sign off the air here.
Cody, you might want to stick around and not go back to the gym yet. You're going to
watch the show.
Watch the show.
Yeah, the show after the show.
We don't even need the ring. I got enough back here that I can just... You're going to use that gallon of water, Cody?
No, you can use it for the backstage brawl.
Okay, good.
The backstage brawl.
That's $5. What a Richard.
There, yeah, good job there. The way to sneak the OSW reference in. Yeah. Anyway, Cody, thanks so much for spending a few minutes here. Lots of luck, obviously, with everything going on here at the Monster Factory and everything going down in the future. I don't want to say future endeavors because that always seems to have like a negative connotation anymore. but yeah, I mean, it's great here learning with you and working with you, and looking forward to a lot more down the road.
Yeah, definitely. It's been fun, and we'll keep on having fun and learning together.
Mm-hmm. I yellow myself the day that I might actually have to face you, though. That could be a little bit of a concern. We'll see. Little intimidating. Yeah, 6'2", 230, and then me, little 5'9", 210. We'll see. I'll have to do a little more cardio, see if I can get in the supersonic division so I can beat up Twitch a little bit more.
Yeah, good luck with that, Fearon. Good luck with that. I'm just saying.
I'll be chasing after you once the show's over. That's a good way to start.
I guess.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'll just. Yeah, it's like a cheetah.
You might as well just pull a Jeff Jarrett with Hollywood Hogan and just lay down and let me pin you, pretty much. That whole Russo booking fiasco.
Oh, yes, Bash at the Beach 2000. Very good. Anyway, Cody, thank you so much. I'll keep this one in line for a little bit. It's like Heenan and Monsoon, it feels like the two
Will
of
you
us.
be serious?
Not ever. All right, Cody, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to clanging and banging in there, and yeah, we'll see you a little bit later tonight for the show, and hopefully a lot of the listeners and whatnot will join us as well.
Yep, definitely. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Cody Vance, definitely a name that you want to
watch out for.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye and ear out for as the future holds here at the Monster Factory, and who knows where else down the road.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. So, well, let's see. Yeah, let me make sure I get this in here because these things are important. George's Cards and Collectibles, our good friends over there. They're bringing you the sports greats, including next weekend with the Neshaminy Mall Sports Cards and Collectibles Show, where on Saturday, February 13th, former Eagles wide receiver Fred Barnett will appear from 2 to 3 p.m. on the stage in front of Macy's. And for wrestling fans, which is, of course, why you're listening to this show, former ECW star The Sandman will appear at the Neshaminy Mall location on Saturday, February 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. Check out George's 3 locations, their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Willow Grove Park Mall in the 3rd level between Sears and the food court, and at the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. Get updates on new merchandise and appearances at georgescollectibles.com as well as George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. They do a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been a while since I've seen George. I got to see if I can go ahead and fix that. Oh, goodness. As I say, a little too early to get into that segment.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're at 12:53, but you have to add time for one more. But we've got a little bit more news to get into, including something that came up over the course of the last 24 hours, 3 cuts from NXT.
Yeah.
Bull Dempsey delivering a message on Twitter yesterday morning suggesting that his time with NXT had ended. The tweet reading, quote, "It's been real, WWE NXT. Amazing group of coaches and coworkers and a hell of a boss. Thank you for the opportunity, Triple H. See you down the road. That being said, I'm available for bookings, appearances, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, and everything in between. Book bulldempsey@gmail.com." There we go. I gave him a free plug. Well, actually, I say that, and he's already lined up with Eric of ESS Promotions. It's no BS with ESS.
That's catchy. Very catchy.
Well, I was going to say, I've known Eric quite a bit over the last few years, so got to give him a little bit of love, too. Also, Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, reporting that Marcus Louis and Sylvester Lafort were let go. They're tweeting respectively, Louis first saying, "I met, learned from, and helped great people. I entertained my peers, the office, and the fans in many ways. It was time to move on. I'm happy." Lafort, meanwhile, taking to Instagram saying, quote, "Just putting it out there. Thank you to everybody for the messages and support. I'll post something more official later over the weekend. Just wanted to say, for everything that happens in life, there are 2 sides to every coin. You either take it the good way or the bad way, and don't worry, I'm doing good." So everybody's seeming to take it rather well, it looks like.
Yeah.
Certainly can't go wrong with that. Let me take a look real quick here at the Facebook fan page, as you never know what kind of insanity is going to go there, but usually it involves John from Northeast Philly. WWE-inspired football helmets. He has that up on the Facebook fan page. I'll have to definitely look at that once the show's over. And John putting up a story that also came from yesterday that I was going to get into, I guess, a little bit briefly. Awesome Kong being let go from TNA. She announced on Twitter yesterday afternoon that she was released by TNA, tweeting, quote, "My time this round in TNA was fun. Time for me to move on to other things. Hashtag released. Hashtag head held high." The news of Kong's release was confirmed by TNA executive John Gaborik, courtesy of his Twitter page, and as mentioned on last week's show, Kong having a backstage altercation with Matt Hardy's wife. So that being the reason for that. So we've got about 4 minutes left. I think it's about time for that infamous segment, Birthdays. I was going to say, I don't have the drop to play here on site, so I kind of had to rely on you for that one.
Yeah.
So enthusiastic. You're just in the zone for later tonight, so that's, I think, what it is. All right, got a couple of them here for you. On this date in 1954, Larry Eugene Young was born. Who's that? No, nothing?
No.
Okay, you're just, wow, sandbagging the, all right.
I'm not sandbagging,
You're just waiting in anticipation to find out who the heck that is. The former Major League Baseball umpire and guest referee of the Undertaker King Kong Bundy match at WrestleMania 11 turns 62 today. Yeah, you're like, that's right, it's WrestleMania 11, which I have no plans on ever seeing, so that's the thing. And on this date in 1980, Ryan Parmeter was born. The former NXT Tag Team Champion known as Connor of the Ascension turns 36 today. So happy birthday to the two of you gentlemen. And, well, happy days hopefully here again for you later tonight in the Supersonic Battle Royal. Let me run down the whole lineup as we have it announced. The reason why we're here today. The huge event tonight at the Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Doors open at 6 and the action starts at 7, including Vinny Marseglia debuting against Nick Camarado. QT Marshall faces Major McClendon. There'll be tag team action as the Down Boys take on Paid in Full. Never know what kind of hijinks Chad and Royal will be up to.
Yeah.
Plus the Blue Meanie and Cliff Compton will be in the house. And then the aforementioned Supersonic Royal, where the winner will face Supersonic champion Mikey Webb later in the night. Participants including Anthony Bennett, Nick Westgate, Rico De La Vega. He hasn't been around for a while. We're intrigued to see how he'll do. Chris Cohen, Bender, Anthony Green, War, Matt Toro, LSG, Manny, and many more, including my boy here to my left, Twitch.
Yeah.
Lucas DeSangro.
It's been I got to say, this is like, they've been all talking about, Cody and Stuart talking about how they got into wrestling, and I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I know we don't have a lot of time left, but it's just this moment tonight is really surreal for me because when I realized I wanted to become a professional wrestler, I was in a really bad place. And the fact that, that I decided this is what I want to do has really helped. And it's a lot of stuff has been leading up to this moment. I'm really excited. And getting a little emotional here, but this is a big deal. I'm going to do my best to win this battle royal, and I'm going to do my best to, make an impact, so to speak. Yeah.
Sorry, since you were giving the I'm going to do my best promo, I had to make a Tito Fist Ariba. Thanks. There you go. I'm keeping your nerves down by making jokes. That's kind of what I do. Anyway, come on down tonight, support the future of wrestling, as well as myself and friends of this radio program by checking out the action at the world-famous Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Get updates on all things Monster Factory at their website, monsterfactory.org, as well as on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Plus, check out past matches, behind-the-scenes video, and more at the mfnetwork.com. We'll be back next week in studio for the 17-year celebration of Pro Wrestling Weekly. And I just realized that I don't think Nutsy's queued up, so I guess I'll have to... I'll go Bill O'Reilly, and we'll do it live. Bleep it. 1 o'clock and all's well. Bong. Take it, Ted.
Serving you better than ever before. This is 1490 WBCB 11.